Hey everybody, welcome to the Swifty Nerd. Today we are going to talk about variables in Swift and a bunch of other stuff as well. So let's get started. If you're a complete beginner in Swift or programming, then you may not know what a variable is. So the question is, what is a variable? When you write a program, you basically need to store some data at some point of time. So you can think of a variable as a box which you can use to store the data. For example, you may want to put some vegetables into a box. That's what variables do. You put some data into the variable and it stores the data which you may need later on in your program. A variable is a data store whose value can be changed whenever we want to change it. There is another similar data store available in Swift. It's called a constant. A constant is a data store just like a variable, but once you set a value to a constant, it can never be changed. So the value of variables can be changed, but the value of constants cannot be changed. Now you might be thinking that if we have variables, then why do we even need constants? The answer is pretty simple. If you're building an app that requires things like birthplace or date of birth, which usually doesn't change, constants can come in handy. So now let's just jump right into coding and learn more about variables and constants in Swift. So let's just create a new variable in Xcode and name it as variables and constants. Delete everything apart from the import UI kit line. The UI kit is the framework which defines the core components of an iOS app. You don't need to know much about that right now. Now let's just create a new variable. We can create a variable using the keyword var. So create a new variable var and then provide the name of the variable, my name, and initialize the variable with some initial value. I'm just putting the Swifty nerd as the initial value for our variable. So here we have created our variable and assigned it some initial value. Now because it is a variable, we can always change its value whenever we want. So now let's just change the value of the variable, and we do that by just writing down the name of the variable equals the new value. Crazy coder. Now we have changed the value of our variable. So this is pretty much about variable. Now let's just talk about constant. Let's just make a constant, which is usually done using the keyword let. So we use the var keyword to create a variable and we use the let keyword to create a constant. Let's just create a constant using the let keyword let, and we provide the name of our constant, your name, the silent stalker. So here we have created our constant and initialized it with some initial value of string type. Since it is a constant, its value cannot be changed. If you want to know what happens when we try to change the value of a constant, let's find out. Your name equals something new. Let's just see what happens now. As you can see, the Swift compiler has issued us an error, and it says that cannot assign to value. Your name is a let constant. So the Swift compiler is saying that you cannot change the value of a constant. An important thing to know here is that the name of variables and constants must be unique. So you cannot use a same name for a variable and a constant. You have to use different names even if there are two different things. So that's it for now. Keep practicing the basics, and in the next video we will learn about data types in Swift. And in the meantime, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Aloha.